It is recording. All right. What's up? What's up, y'all?
What's up, everybody? So, yeah, bit different setup this week. Hopefully, actually, we'll be doing this a lot more so you can see our beautiful faces here hanging out with y'all.
You see my setup here?
Definitely a bit different this week. Last week, we didn't have a podcast. I'm sure anybody might have seen Roman's announcement about the app we used as being a little bitch to us. And so now we're doing it this way, which we've been wanting to do video for a while, but we're going to try and figure out how to get this audio up on Spotify for you guys too. So you see this on the channel and on our Spotify. But we've got a great show for you today, especially since we didn't get to talk about some stuff from last week.
Yeah, we got to catch up.
Roman, how you doing today?
I'm fine, Brody. I literally roll out of bed, threw on a shirt, grabbed myself chips, and did my little setup here. I got Thanos. I got lightning here. I got Kakashi. I got Kakashi Chu, Muhammad.
Oh yeah, then, let's call that Muhammad. I was like,
and then Baboom.
That's a little. Oh my god.
I forget her name too. It's all right.
No. I know. Luminara Unduli.
Yes. Yeah.
Luminara Unduli.
Yep.
See, like you can't see my stuff.
Yo, that is actually dope though.
I know. When I switch the room around, that'll all be behind me. You guys can see everything. Right now, you get my fancy little pictures. My little pictures.
I have been in that room, and it is as legendary as it. And it is as legendary as well. Hey, you. Yo! I've always wanted that pillow.
Hey, you're finally awake. It's damn comfy, too. I'll tell you that.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the one that you sleep with? Or like...
No, I don't sleep on it. It goes behind me.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
So, what topics do we have today?
So first of all, we have quite a few topics to get into. We're going to talk about Bad Batch. So we can do that first.
Episode 7, 8, and 9. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we got to do 7, 8, and 9. I know. It's me, but I have a confession. Only watched half of the episode last night.
Seriously?
Yeah, I was up till 3, and then I stay up to watch it. And I was chilling there, watching it, and then I started getting contacted by my friends on Discord about, shout out to King's Advisors.
Ah, okay.
And a couple other people. And, go check out my boy King's Advisor. Go check him out. Caleb is a great guy. Dan's really cool, too. They have a great channel. Trying to boost them up a little bit, as they have for us. So, go check them out if you guys like gaming or nerdy stuff, just like you like here. But, they started talking last night. And I was like, got that Discord itch. I was like, oh, everybody's talking in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pause it. And then they started talking about Hogwarts Legacy. And then I started playing Hogwarts Legacy all night. So, I never really finished Bad Batch last night. That's okay, though. I did see what Theory had to say about it. I heard it was kind of mid last night, so I'm not that worried about it. But, first tangent over. So we have a couple other topics for you guys today. Are we happy about Michael Keaton still being in the movie? Or are we pissed about Ezra Miller still? F. Ezra Miller. I think that answer is already there, but we'll talk about it more when we get there. I like this one you came up with. Which Naruto characters would be most likely to jaywalk?
Mm-hmm.
I can name a ton right now. The controversy around Hogwarts Legacy we'll definitely be getting into today. There's a lot I want to talk about with that, and we haven't really gotten to touch on that much on the podcast yet. So I think that'll be fun. And then apparently Roman has a very, very special question for me at some point. So we're going to be going over
physiological type of a question. It's like something very it's something very like deep about life.
Yeah, philosophical type shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then our final one, which I'm sure we'll come up with more stuff to talk about in between these. But our final random topic, because we like to throw a couple curveballs in there. Michael Jackson or Elvis Presley? I know it's really random, but it's a good one. All right, so we're going to get into it then.
Yes, sir. So, first of all, which episode did you think was better, 7 or 8? Because I thought 8 was like phenomenal, and I thought 7 was kind of just keeping with the status quo a little bit.
All right, personally, I actually really liked 7.
Really?
I loved it. I thought 7 was like more intriguing to me than 8, up until that one part in 8. I think 7 was a lot more intriguing to me and a lot more not so set in one place. Like
that's true.
7 is like that. What's happening in episode 7 and what happens in 8 affects the entire galaxy. It is affecting every clone, whether they know it or not. And that's not really affecting the Bad Batch as much. They're already out. All they have to do is escape the Empire, and they want to help other clones, and they want to get their jobs, and they want to go live lives. That's it. Well, these clones are all still in the army. They're all still in the Navy. They're all still in the military. They're literally being phased out while human conscripts are being brought in. And, there was never any alien stormtroopers because Palpatine was extremely speciest, which is like racist for Star Wars. But, so he used humans because humans were the most prevalent race throughout the galaxy. Humans are like ants in Star Wars. They're like everywhere, and so that's why he would do that. And I think 7 is a really interesting episode there because you're not getting the Batch at all. You're getting the perspective of 2 clones we don't even know. We've never met before. But this one clone starts to figure it out, and then you get to see Chuchi. Oh, shit. Mistakes are made. You get to see Chuchi, and I like that because I brought this up on Star Wars Santa's stream last week.
Mm-hmm.
It was last week.
Shout out Star Wars Santa.
Yeah, shout out to Star Wars Santa. Awesome guy. Thank you, Santa, if you see this. Thank you for the hookup, man. You're awesome. It had a blast. But I brought this up on Santa's stream about Senator Chuchi, how in Clone Wars, she was friends with Ahsoka. She was friends with Padme. She worked with clone troopers before, many times, Captain Rex especially. She worked with Anakin and Obi-Wan. So she knows, like, all these people, and she's friends with Bail Organa.
Mm-hmm.
So Chuchi's basically like Padme in that way where she, like, you know how Padme in Revenge of the Sith is like, so this is how liberty dies, with, thunderous applause.
I love that line. Yeah.
Me too. I absolutely love that line. Great quote, too, which applies to a lot of things in the world now.
Yep.
That applies to quite a bit. But anyway, I think it's interesting with Senator Chuchi because she would have known why Padme is dead. She would have known that something happened. She would have been smart enough to realize Ahsoka's gone, Obi-Wan's gone, Anakin's gone, Bail Organa's barely telling me anything, and Padme's dead. There's something more to this.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the fact that she already didn't really like Palpatine that much. Neither did Padme. Like they didn't like the way he was running it. It's not that they hated him as a person. So they didn't like the way that he wanted to keep the war going and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So now that Chuchi's trying to figure this out, she wants to help these clone troopers. And it reminds me a lot of the episodes in, I believe, season 2 of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
When Satine is on Coruscant and the Death Watch send that hitman after her. And it reminded me of that episode a lot where the clone is trying to, get away and like tell secrets. It was like that episode mixed with Fives in season 6.
I think
it was great.
I think I'm a sucker for like Palpatine. I think like even though he's not like one of my favorite. Well, no, sorry, he is not my favorite, but he's like one of them.
Well, and like it's like you don't want too much Palpatine because when he does show up, it
feels special. Yeah.
Boom. Like
yeah. Yes.
Same thing with Vader.
So him showing up rarely, having the impact of him being there, especially being played by, the best one out of all of them.
Being voiced by Ian, yeah.
Uh-huh. That is, and he wasn't on screen for very long, but when he was there, he stole the show. So like I'm saying, I'm a sucker for Palpatine. So I feel like I probably just like 7 and 8 just because I mean,
feel like one episode. Let's be honest. That's why they dropped 7 and 8 on the same night, because they do.
It does feel like it's one episode. Yeah,
it feels like an hour-long special.
Yeah,
and I do want to bring up a really good a point after I say this, but I think that 7, what makes it so cool, and it reminds me of Clone Wars in this way again, is you don't have any of the Bad Batch. You don't even have any of the main characters in there.
No.
It's a whole episode that greatly affects the outcome of the clones and the galaxy without any of the main characters in it. And I think that's really damn cool, because you don't need them. You don't need the Bad Batch for that episode. But this episode fits in the show because it's all about the clone troopers.
And it's sort of...
And then...
Yeah.
Obviously, Rex is investigating all of this stuff. Excuse me. And he ends up calling the Batch, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get involved in 8. And then that gets really cool. And then you have Rampart. He's either never going to see the light of day again, or he's losing his head. One or the other. Like, Palpatine used him as the fall guy. He's either going to kill him, or just put him in prison in a cell for the rest of his life. Rampart is done. Dunzo.
Yeah, and I feel like something that, like, kind of like what, like, the bad, especially what 7 and 8 showed, was that if you really think about Order 66, it wasn't just the Jedi that were killed. If you think about it in more of a messed up way, Palpatine killed the clones too.
Yep.
Because as soon as the Jedi were gone, he had no need for them anymore. So,
well, not only that, he killed their personalities, he killed their emotions, he killed everything at once.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the fact that that chip was able to take 10, 14 years of memories,
mm-hmm.
emotions, and feelings, and preconceived memories and thoughts and attachments to people and connections with others, and just wipe that slate clean. Man, the CIA would have loved to have that type of technology back in the Cold War. Like, holy shit. Like, that literally is that chip. We're going to get it a little off topic here, but not really. That chip is basically MK Ultra.
Yeah.
It's basically MK Ultra, which, like, if anybody doesn't know, MK Ultra was a project back in like the 60s and 70s when
was it the 60s?
And psychedelics were being, I believe it was 60s, when LSD was being first, like, discovered and things like that. And basically, a lot of people don't know this. The reason that psychedelics are illegal in the United States and are illegal to do most testing on these days and study is because the CIA themselves were the ones buying the most of it. The government was the ones buying the most of it. And long story short, they would come to, college kid and go, hey, you want to make $700 for, taking this shot for 12 hours? And they're like, $700 in the 60s and I'm in college? Hell yeah, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
So they would, basically the plan of MK Ultra was to, now, your random hippie on the street, they're taking a tab of LSD, right? It's just a drop, right? Now, MK Ultra was, we're going to fill a whole syringe full of LSD and pump your veins full of it and see how you react to it. And their goal, the CIA director's goal at the time, was to create soldiers, create spies that he could completely wipe their brain clean and could recreate themselves. That was the plan of MK Ultra. Now, they ended up giving a ton of people psychosis, and then all studies on that stuff was gone. So that's literally what Palpatine did. He literally got the perfect MK Ultra. It just completely, by the press of a button, just you're a completely different person. That's why I made a joke. I would have loved to have this tech back in the 60s in the Cold War and shit.
I never even thought of that. But
I just did when I thought about wiping the slate clean. I was like, oh my god, it's literally a perfect MK Ultra.
Yeah, it is. It actually like literally is. But but nah, it's like that's actually kind of dark that like all that the clones worked to Palpatine were just a means to like an end for him. That is like that is like probably the most messed up part, is that like they were so loyal, and then they didn't mean anything. So I think I like what like the Bad Batch has shown overall in the 1.5 season run that, you know, it's had, is that Palpatine's callousness is basically that he never cared about the clones, which we basically already knew, but Bad Batch showing it in a different way.
Different light.
Yeah.
Where they think of him as like, in a way, their grandfather.
Yeah.
You know, like all these clones revere Palpatine. Like, they don't say it in any of the movies, they don't say it in the shows, but in the books, Palpatine has been referred to as the grandfather of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thinks of him as this kind old man who got attacked by the Jedi 20 years ago. Well, I mean, not during the Bad Batch, but like, you know, if it's Empire times, like when Luke's alive and everything, 20 years ago, this old man who runs the galaxy got attacked by the Jedi, and now he looks all decrepit, but he's really sweet. He's a really good guy. He runs the galaxy really well.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the propaganda around Palpatine, was to make him look like this sweet old man.
Mm-hmm.
Cared about everyone in the galaxy, and all these clones were fighting for him. Now, their father was Jango. They knew that. So they think of Palpatine as their grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
The one who orchestrated, like, because to them, they don't know that Darth Tyrannus was the one with Sifo Dyas to, like, get the clones made and everything. They think it was, you know, Palpatine to put it all together.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
To them, they're like, yeah, we have a father who's our donor, and then we have our grandfather, Palpatine, who put all this together. We fight for him. So they were loyal as hell, and he knew that, and he took full advantage of that. And I think the interesting thing here is Cody, what Cody's going to do moving forward. And after this last episode, after episode 8, we see that guy with the sniper rifle. That guy with the sniper rifle. Let's talk about him for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we talked about these guys yesterday for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would like to bring them up for the audience. So go and check out Star Wars Theory's video on it, because it's way more detailed than what I'm going to give you right now. But we think we know who these Black Ops clone troopers are. Well, this nameless clone that we see, who's dressed in crazy looking armor with a sniper rifle, who is really good at hand-to-hand combat and basically an assassin. So we see him go after Rex, the Bad Batch, and Rex incapacitates him.
Mm-hmm.
And they go to interrogate this guy, and he says something about long live the Empire or something like that, bites a cyanide capsule tooth and just electrocutes his whole brain and kills himself, right? Mm-hmm. So all options get out, and Rex is like, he's a clone. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, what is this? Everybody's so confused on, like, what clone troopers are these? Like, these guys are nameless. They're soldiers. They're hitmen. They're trained really well, and they're after other clones. What are they? So I had this same idea that Theory got, where I think they're the old EU Black Ops clone troopers brought back into canon. And Black Ops clones were a group of clones that were either raised from birth specifically for this job, or they were clones that were seen in the field of battle to do things unorthodox but extremely loyal, meaning, well, 10 civilians might die, but I'll win this battle.
And I felt dumb not knowing who they were, but like, I feel like hardly anyone knows who like they actually are, though.
Well, that's what I said to you yesterday, right? So
yeah,
Black Ops clone troopers are never talked about in Clone Wars. They're never talked about in the movies, obviously. They're never talked about in a lot of books even. But the places that they are talked about, here's the thing. No one in the galaxy knows they exist except for the director, and they answer directly to Palpatine. So not even the whole, I mean, if the clone troopers don't even know that these special ops clones, Black Ops clones exist, no one does. Literally no one does. And the director of that that division had to deny their existence for years and years and years. And it's funny because no one knows about them in Star Wars, and you're barely supposed to know they even exist in real life too. Because they're barely in any books.
Yeah.
But the book that they're in explains they're everywhere. Every major battle, they were there. You just didn't see them.
So they were definitely in the Battle of Geonosis in some way.
I would think so, yeah. That was like the first major battle, of course, but I would think so. And they were definitely at the second Battle of Geonosis. Absolutely. Kashyyyk, anywhere you could think of, they were there. So they were trained in the art of like spycraft and recon.
But they were only working under Palpatine's orders, right?
Directly under Palpatine's orders, and the director of the Black Ops unit. And they would travel in teams of 1 or 2, and they wore all black armor that was more lightly fitted. But it was imbued with this type of material that made them blend into shadows more, even during the daytime. And they could move really quick, and it had more maneuverability on the armor, so they could fight a lot better, you know, like hand-to-hand combat style. And they were trained to basically go behind enemy lines, training explosive, assassinations, toppling of governments. Like, they were your quintessential bad guy CIA type of movie character. Like, they were like James Bond, but more bad. Like, they didn't give a hell about, you know, civilian lives dying. They were actually sent to assassinate Republic senators at times. Palpatine would be like, I don't like the way this guy's talking out about me. Go make it look like a break-in. And they'll go in there and just murder the senator. And whoa, someone broke in and killed the senator. And you know, they make it look like that. They're basically, if the CIA got like CIA agents that you'd see in movies that are like the bad guys, whatever, like super crazy, don't care, would just take you out, mixed with like I don't even know, like Men in Black or KGB or something. Like they're crazy, and they will kill their own people that they're meant to protect if Palpatine orders it. And now it looks as though these clones, and they have no loyalties but to Palpatine and to their one teammate, if they even have a teammate, because they've been raised to do nothing but spycraft, reconnaissance, hit assassinations, anything. So they're ruthless clone troopers. They have no personality, no emotions, really. They're just tools that are extremely effective. And now one has been sent after Rex, seemingly, as we see. And then, I mean, as I said, ruthless. They will do anything they need to. This one just committed suicide. He killed himself so that no information would get out. Even though Rex wasn't going to torture him. Like, that was never an option. Rex, no way he was ever going to torture him. But this clone was like, I ain't going to give you this shot. Boom. Dead. And it's just like, it's crazy how they are showing this now. I never thought I would see these clones. And I'm assuming it's them because it's the same thing, dude. As we're seeing them in this show, they're not much different whatsoever.
It's just that they're in a new canon.
Yeah, now they're like a new canon. I thought the helmet that they had was really cool looking. And I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot more of them. And
they're my favorite looking clone so far.
And this is where it brings me. And well, here's the thing. That's why they're not wearing helmets that look like clone trooper helmets, because they don't want to be seen as clones. You know, they have a different helmet now. It used to just be a blacked out clone trooper helmet. Well, now it's something completely different. And I think we're going to see them more. either be sent after the batch, sent after other clone deserters, maybe go after Cody. And I think that could be really interesting. And before we segue, you can talk about 9 because obviously I said I didn't finish it. Before we go into that,
to be honest, I got really nothing to say about 9. I kind of felt like it was just mid. It was kind of just the most like okay episode. It wasn't bad by like any means, but it definitely, what 7 and 8 did, 9 did not really pick up on it. It kind of just felt like it felt like an episode where they were just sitting around sad. That was kind of what it felt like to me.
Right.
And so that's all that I gotta say. I'm still looking forward to next week, but
and then I think 11 and 12 back-to-back episodes again, and then 13 and 14 are weekly, and then I think 15 and 16 also drop the same night. And then I think, whoa, Mando, baby, right there.
March 1st, right?
Everyone, we're close.
March 1st, right?
March 1st. But before we get off the Bad Batch topic, I just thought of something. I've always found this very interesting. So, in Revenge of the Sith, when Palpatine executes Order 66, right? He directly calls Cody. And he's like, Commander Cody, the time has come. Execute Order 66. And he's like, yes, my lord. Or it will be done, my lord. All right, right? So as a kid, I'm sitting there thinking, all right, Palpatine hung up with Cody. Did he just go and call Commander Gree too? And be like, yo, Commander Gree, the time has come. And then what did he go and call Commander Fox? Yo, Commander Fox, the time has come. Like, does he call every single commander now? And
do you think that?
I always thought that as a kid, I was like, that's so funny because he uses the name. He could have just said, Commander, execute Order 66, and that way you could send that out to every single commander.
I was going to say, why didn't you make an automated message?
But he could send it directly to Cody. So here's my thinking. I always thought that was funny, right? I was like, that's so weird because obviously when we see it in Clone Wars and we see it in Bad Batch and we see it everywhere else, it's just a hologram of Palpatine that shows up saying, execute Order 66. And then all the clones are like, yes, sir. You know? So here's my thinking now. Before he fully executed Order 66 around the galaxy, he directly called Cody first to make sure Obi-Wan was killed. He wanted Obi-Wan to be taken out of the mix. So that's why he directly called Cody, right? He called Cody directly. He's like, all right, that's taken care of. Now I know Kenobi's getting shot at. Cool. Now, picks the phone up again and just goes, execute Order 66. And that's what every other clone trooper sees. So he does 2 calls. That's what I think. One specifically to make sure that Anakin's master is taken out of the equation. And another one to make sure that all the Jedi are gone. But he was like, all right, first order of business. It's got to be first. Neither did I until just thinking about it now. Because I was like, it has to be like that would be the best thing for Palpatine to do. Because obviously he's trying to turn Anakin. He just did. He just sent Anakin to the temple. What's the best option? All right, make sure that Anakin's dead. Or make sure that Obi-Wan's dead. Because Obi-Wan will be like one of the only people that can stop Anakin.
Yeah, exactly.
Or possibly stop him from being on the dark side. So make sure that guy's taken out. Hence why he calls Cody first, hangs up the phone, and then calls every other, like sends out a voice message to like every other clone trooper. That's what I think now.
You know, now that you've said that, I never thought of it. That is actually kind of wild. Like, you know, I kind of always just thought that like me, I thought that like beforehand he had the messages ready prior to like having the order actually executed. So he was probably just like sitting there going like send. But now that you've said that, I actually am inclined to believe your theory more so. Because your theory makes more sense because if Palpatine wanted to make sure that Obi-Wan was actually like taken out. Right. I think that you have a really good point there. Yeah.
Because obviously you can't personally go and kill Obi-Wan. So he's like, what's the best thing I can do? Personally call his commander and make sure that he hears it directly from me face to face. Well, not face to face, but hologram to hologram. And then he's like, the rest of the clones, they'll take care of it. I don't really need, like, I'm not worried about Aayla Secura on Felucia or Plo Koon on Cato Neimoidia. Like, they'll get taken out. I'm not worried about it.
But he was worried about Obi-Wan. Yeah. Now, shouldn't he have given a personal message for Yoda, though, too? Because when he...
but there was 3 different Jedi on Kashyyyk at the time.
Really?
Wait. He did.
Did he?
He did do a personal message.
He did. That's right. Yeah.
Commander Gree answered. That's it. That's why he literally calls them too. He calls Cody and Commander Gree. And he sends out the order. In fact, because the order happens before Commander Gree gets the call, maybe it's like he sends it to Cody, right? Like, calls Cody directly. Cool. Sends the message out and then calls Gree.
Well, yeah, because he had to send the message out because Yoda
feels it in his heart.
Yeah.
But he does call Gree because Gree's like, "Oh my lord," and then he turns around and him and the scout trooper, like, and then Yoda's like,
yeah. So Palpatine was worried about Yoda. Yeah.
Because when Yoda shows up, he's like, "You survived,
my little green friend."
He's like that laugh that he does. I love it. He's like,
I know that people say that like Yoda during like the prequel should never have picked a lightsaber up, but like
bullshit.
But like
when I was a kid, dude, and I saw Yoda flipping off the walls, fighting Count Dooku on Attack of the Clones. Get it out of here! That was great.
It's like so
awesome.
It's like Yoda's this super like old Zen master who, like, why would you not want to see him fight? Like, that is really cool. Like, and listen, I love original trilogy Yoda, but seeing him,
a different person at that time,
seeing him in the prequels throwing hands is awesome. Like,
well, you have to think the prequels show something about Yoda. A lot of people realize, but don't like to admit. I would say Yoda was very arrogant during the prequels. He made a lot of mistakes. And the Sith Lord that he was hunting was really meeting with him every day.
I love Yoda.
I love him, but he made a lot of mistakes, and he was very arrogant towards what the Jedi should be and to the way that Anakin was being treated. And you see this in the Clone Wars. Out of all the masters, right, on the council, is other than Obi-Wan and Plo Koon, probably the closest to Anakin. He's like a second mentor other than Obi-Wan to Anakin. So like you see this multiple times in Clone Wars where Yoda will go directly to Anakin to be like, "Yo, trying to help me, like, you know, I have to look good, but like, can you hook me up?" You know what I mean? Like when Yoda was getting sick or whatever in season 6, and he's like, "Yo, Anakin, you always get in trouble. Help me sneak out." You know, you can see how they're like friends. You know, and I think Anakin kind of looks at Yoda as a like grandfather type of figure. Anakin's never gotten mad at Yoda. He's never lashed out at Yoda or about Yoda. Because
he said in the Attack of the Clones when he was talking to Padme, Obi-Wan was as strong as Master Windu and as wise as Master Yoda. Yeah. So he definitely has a respect for him, but like,
well, it's not even that. It's when you think about Mace Windu really is the leader of the council. Yoda's just kind of there. Like Yoda has like the ultimate say about what the council does and their decisions, but every time you're in the council chamber, who's talking?
Mace Windu.
Mace Windu.
Yeah, so like,
and dude, think about it. After all of Attack of the Clones, through the entire Clone War, all the way up until like the end of Revenge of the towards the third act of Revenge of the Sith, then Mace Windu goes, "If what you told me is true about Palpatine, now you've gained my trust." It's like now.
I do feel like
side by side on a war on the battlefields multiple times. You've been a dick to me since I was a kid.
People blame Anakin for what happened, but
I don't.
Especially I feel like Mace and Yoda.
Their Junk 3PO made a ton of great points the other night on X-Wing's stream.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to X-Wing and Drunk. Go and check out both their channels and definitely watch their Revenge of the Sith talk.
I would love to hop on to like an X-Wing stream at some point. It'd be awesome.
Hopefully someday.
I hope so. Yeah.
Next time he's live doing pop-ins, try it out.
Yeah. Nah.
Be on there. Me and Kings might be on there next time, but
but like, I feel like Mace and Yoda were kind of to blame for what happened. Not even so much Obi-Wan. It was Mace and
Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan literally says to Anakin, like, in Revenge of the Sith, he's like, I listen, Anakin, the council did not like talk to me. Like, they made this decision. I told them not to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like, I did not want them to put you in this position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think, listen, I understand where Anakin's coming from, where he's like, you're asking me to spy on a mentor and a friend. He's like a father to me.
And it was kind of against the way of the Jedi.
But I think if Yoda had talked to Anakin about it and not Obi-Wan, it might have gone differently.
You think so?
Because it happens right after that scene, dude. Right after the scene where Mace is like, take a seat.
Mm-hmm.
Anakin's already kind of pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the council's thinking is like, well, he should talk to his brother, Obi-Wan. You know, Obi-Wan should be the one to talk to him. I think it would have came differently if, as they were all leaving the council chamber,
Yoda talked to him.
Yoda was like, young Skywalker,
a
moment, please.
Yeah.
You know, and just talked to him and told him, like, I see great, you know, potential in you. I think that you're going to be a perfect Jedi Master. You might even be Grandmaster one day. And, like,
he could have been too.
Yeah, like, talk to him like that and tell him, like, don't worry about, like, Mace Windu's bullshit. Like, don't worry about how people think of you. I see you. I'm the Grandmaster. I see how powerful you are. I see how good you are. And I see what good you can do. And then explain that to him and then say, I'm sorry to ask you this, but we're trying to figure out who this Sith Lord is, and we think there might be a connection to the Chancellor. Explain it in a way like that, and then go, if you hear anything, I need you to report back to me so that we can either protect him from whoever he might be working with unknowingly, or maybe himself, or protect the galaxy.
That would have been a whole lot better.
And it's better to do that than to have Obi-Wan be like, they need you to tell us about the Chancellor's dealings. Whereas, like, if Yoda had talked to Anakin and been like, I need you to spy on him for his own good, might have came a little bit differently.
I feel like
might have turned out a little bit different.
I feel like
but it's all about Anakin's fault. I mean, you have to think he's been berated, and like he's been told he's the chosen one since he's a kid, but he's never given the rank of master. He lost his Padawan. The Jedi made so many mistakes. He's not allowed to marry the woman or be with the woman that he loves. He's about to have kids. He can't do that. Everyone's telling him attachment is a problem. Like, it's, yeah, I would be pretty fed up too after like 14, 15 years, like living my whole life with these people. Yeah. And they still don't respect me when I'm known across the galaxy as one of the best Jedi. Everybody knows the name Anakin Skywalker. Yet I'm not a master? Yet you don't trust me? Like,
he had a justifiable point. Like, not saying
what Anakin did is justifiable. I'm saying his turn is.
I wasn't saying that what he did was justifiable, but when in the Revenge of the Sith, he says, in my point of view, the Jedi are the ones that like are evil.
The Jedi are evil, yeah.
I think he genuinely thought that. Because the Jedi at that point had became corrupt. So
that's when the Jedi were ignorant.
Yeah.
They could not even sense a Sith Lord.
Yeah.
Next to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Palpatine was using a lot of like Sith alchemy and stuff like that to hide his essence and aura and his dark side energy, whatever. But
how he hid from Leia.
Anyway, like the Jedi had become so ignorant towards the Force themselves. They were not as attached as they used to be, and they say that we're peacekeepers, not soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
But they became soldiers. They became generals, and commanders, and they were like Ahsoka's 14 and she's leading battalions. Like they're not the Jedi that they were before the war.
Mm-hmm.
And they're starting to lose that connection towards the light side, which is why, and Palpatine knew this. This is why he orchestrated a war. He knew that if I make the Jedi generals, if I orchestrate this war, it will weaken them.
Mm-hmm.
Over time, their connection towards the light side of the Force will be weakened.
Yeah, he planned everything.
Which will make it that much easier for me to be right next to Grandmaster Yoda and him not even know.
He planned everything to like an
him and Plagueis planned everything. And then he just killed Plagueis and then started planning his own shit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
should we segue on a different topic now? We've been doing Star Wars for 30 minutes.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean
that was you want to touch on?
No, I mean that's all that I gotta say in terms of like Star Wars. So if anybody doesn't know, the trailer for the Flash movie dropped during the Super Bowl. And first of all, the Eagles let me down, but that's I don't even want to get into that.
Come on, birds.
But
come on, birds.
The trailer showed a 71-year-old Michael Keaton kicking ass as Batman. And there was an
He doesn't even look 71, man.
No.
He looks like he could pass for like 60.
There was an eensy weensy little ounce of me rolling where, like, I'm not gonna lie, for a half a second I was actually tempted to buy a ticket, but then I saw Ezra Miller and I was like, fuck. Like,
okay, so this movie has you get Michael Keaton Batman, and apparently you're also getting there's 5 Batmans in this movie, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
In a way. It's like you're gonna see Christian Bale's suit. We don't know if he's gonna be in the movie or not. You're gonna see Bale's suit. Did you know Bale's talking about coming back to make another one?
I said that a couple of months ago, but it was nothing like confirmed. But now it's actually
a rumor that Bale wants to come back and do a 4th Dark Knight.
That'd be sick.
That's the best Batman to me. I'm totally fine with it. Other than like obviously the OG, like original, like Batman.
But I would love a Pattinson and like Bale just like sharing the screen. That would be awesome. But yeah,
I like Pattinson. But so
there's gonna be 5 Batmen in this movie.
Okay, so you're getting Ben Affleck's Batman apparently.
Boo.
Keaton.
Uh-huh.
Everybody says that Ben Affleck's Batman is one of the most comic book accurate versions of actual Bruce, the way that Bruce acts.
Yeah, Bruce, but not Batman.
But so you'll get like Ben Affleck, you'll get Keaton, you'll get
Adam West will somehow be there.
You'll get a reference to Bale. What?
They're somehow gonna bring Adam West back.
There's gonna be an Adam West Batman, and apparently the 5th one is the rumor that's circling around right now of Val Kilmer.
Yep.
Obviously, it won't be Val Kilmer because he can't talk right now.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, He's dealing with a lot of health issues. That's why it was amazing that he was in Top Gun.
This doesn't feel like a Flash movie.
Well, here's the thing: you get all these Batmans. You're probably gonna get some sort of cameo from another hero. Cool, that's awesome, great. I can't wait to see. I'm still not gonna see this movie because you know why? 5 Batmans doesn't make me want to see it over the fact that there's 3 Ezra Millers.
Yep.
I don't want one Ezra Miller. There's gonna be 3. I could give a shit. I don't even like Flash to begin with. I'm not even a biggest Flash fan. Never have been. I've never been a DC guy when it comes to shoot me. I'm not even a Superman fan. I'm not.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
I love Henry Cavill and I enjoyed the movies, but it's not like I'm chomping at the bit like everybody was for the Snyder Cut. It's like if I'm hanging, I won't even go and buy a ticket to go see a Superman movie unless I'm like, well, now I will. If they were to ever bring Henry Cavill back, I would go see it to support Henry Cavill.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go and see it because I liked Man of Steel. It was a good movie, just not my thing. And it's the same thing when it comes to for me with superheroes, very specific.
Oh, Zod. Zod's going to be in The Flash too.
What?
Yep. You didn't see that trailer?
I caught the trailer from the kitchen while people were watching it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I just don't really. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't like DC. I like Batman. I like Batman. These are my superheroes: Batman, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Thor. And not even Doctor Strange anymore because that movie was. But not even. I still love Thor. I'm not gonna talk about Love and Thunder, but
I like Thor in the comics now more than I do in the movies.
Yeah, I just like it because I love Norse mythology, and I think that Hemsworth is a perfect person to play Thor.
I think the problem with this Flash movie is that they can have 10 Batmans, and you guys know me. I'm a Batman sucker. But I cannot for the life of me give Ezra Miller money.
It's not even that, dude. I can't even look at him.
Yeah.
I literally see him and I cringe. He is not only is he such a damn weirdo, but he's in general, before all of the controversy, he was always a weirdo. And now it's he's grooming kids, he's throwing chairs at people, he's attacking people. But, we can keep him and Amber Heard, but make sure you get that asshole Johnny Depp out of here. What?
And kick.
What is Hollywood? Oh, yeah. Let's make sure that we delete Gina Carano. But, Ezra Miller, he's allowed to stay.
Henry Cavill's gone too. Yeah.
It's by the way, Henry Cavill and Gina Carano dated for a while?
Really?
That's a power couple right there, bro.
Huh. Nah, but the thing is, I am a big Flash fan. I have a bunch of Flash comics.
Yeah, I know. See, you're a huge Flash fan.
Yeah.
I've always liked him, and I used to watch all the old, I always loved the cartoons and the comics a lot more than the movies. So, I loved the old Justice League cartoons. I used to watch them.
I love that show. Yeah.
Or Batman Brave and the Bold cartoon. But I'm way more of a fan. It the way that I know Star Wars. I don't know Marvel or DC that way. I
can't. I think as a fan of these characters, I love the Flash, but I never loved Ezra Miller's Flash. So I don't feel like I'm missing anything. But when I was a kid, I loved the Michael Keaton Batman movies. So that's the only thing is that I feel like I'm missing out on that. But
that was Batman Returns, right? Wasn't that Keaton?
He was in 2. He was in Batman 1989, and then he was in Batman Returns, and then
with Danny DeVito.
Yes, and then
that movie is so good.
I love that movie.
That movie The Dark Knight is my favorite movie, like my favorite Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
But Batman Returns, dude, such a good cast. Like
Michelle Pfeiffer's in it.
Oh my god, Michelle Pfeiffer was looking sexy in that.
She was bad in that movie, bro.
It's so funny too, because it's like it's so comic booky, over the top. Like she falls out a window and gets surrounded by cats, and then becomes Catwoman.
I think that was the charm of those movies, though.
Yeah,
was that they were so. Yeah.
I think I'm all for. I saw someone say this the other day. Just Mr. Freeze is supposed to be the villain for the next Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, bring Arnie back. Bring Arnie back.
Bring Arnold? Nah.
Bring him back. I was like, you know what?
Dinosaurs. The Ice Age.
I also saw someone say this. What if Mr. Freeze? Because just think about the Riddler. He definitely wasn't the comic book Riddler. He was a version of the Riddler we've never seen. He was an incel on Twitter Riddler.
Yeah.
Like, and so what if Mr. Freeze, I don't guarantee it. I'm saying Mr. Freeze is probably going to be a dude who wears a blue and white suit with a ton of ice on his wrist and shit. And he's like a gangster. And he'll literally do something about freezing people. Like he'll throw you in throw you in something and they'll freeze you.
So you think he's going to be an edgelord?
He's going to literally have a freeze ray. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be Mr. Freeze in the name, but they're going to, like, put a play on it where it's like...
I wouldn't mind that, actually.
I wouldn't mind that either if he, like... Because this is a lot more grounded version of Batman. There's no, like, crazy powers or magic or things like that or, freeze rays.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I could see them doing something similar with like liquid nitrogen or like some sort of nitrogen bomb he's trying to make that's gonna like freeze the whole city or something. Yeah, they could do that, but I don't think they literally have a freeze gun.
Were you a fan of the George Clooney Batman movie?
Yeah, I was. Actually, that's Batman and Robin.
The bat nipples.
Yeah, that's the joke. That's the joke. And then somebody, Quarter Black Garrett from Friday Night Tights, Nerdrotic shout out. Quarter Black Garrett bought the new sideshow. I think it was a sideshow or hot toy of that Robin. He's like, he pulls it up. He goes, nipples included.
But like,
that's a good movie. It's a fun movie though, and like Tommy Lee Jones as like Two-Face was fun.
I wish that they had kept Lando, though. I wish that we had gotten the Lando Two-Face. Like,
dude, I always forget that he's in that movie. I always forget that Billy D. Williams played Harvey Dent.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so damn. I love Billy D, man. Like,
I have an unpopular.
How you old pirate? Like, God, I love him.
I have an unpopular take, though. I feel like Jim Carrey killed it as Riddler. Like,
unpopular. I think a lot of people like him now, especially after this new one. I always thought he was a perfect Riddler, dude. Like when I saw him as that, and then isn't Poison Ivy in that movie too? Uma Thurman plays Poison Ivy.
She's in Batman.
Oh, she's in the one with Mr. Freeze.
Right? Yeah.
That's also Clooney.
Dude, she was so hot in that movie.
Uma Thurman is hot, dude.
Nah, but like, it was
every
cool.
movie Uma Thurman's in. I'm like, older movies. I haven't seen her recently at all, but
like,
Pulp Fiction, Batman.
There was a charm about those like old movies that like. It's not that they should be like replicated, but I feel like they should be more so appreciated because those Batman movies changed the superhero movie forever. And so I think people, yes, you can be angry.
You've seen at least a couple Batman movies.
Exactly. And it's
I'm
like,
not even the biggest fan, but I've seen all the Batman movies, bro. They're good.
I feel like
I don't know how you've gone. Like, I don't know how you could go, like, 20 years throughout your life at least. I don't know how old our listeners are, whatever. I don't know how you could go your whole life and not see one Batman movie, at least one.
I feel like
someone had to have shown you Batman at some point. Like,
I feel like even if you're mad at Ezra Miller, and that is a fair thing to be mad at Ezra Miller.
I'm not mad at him. I just don't like him.
No, but like I'm saying, for those people, I'm not gonna judge the people that go see Flash. I'm not gonna go see it, but I'm not gonna judge the people that do go see it. But I guarantee you that they're going for that they're probably going to see Michael Keaton.
Yeah, they're going to see Keaton.
Yeah.
That's why they put Keaton in the trailer.
Yeah, because this is probably his last time ever.
Why do you think people saw Black Adam? It wasn't for Black Adam. It was because everybody heard that there was going to be Henry Cavill at the end of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Black Adam was like mid at best.
That movie bombed in the box office, and that's like really funny.
So did Ant-Man is not looking good.
Bro,
not looking good, dude.
I don't know if you saw, I posted on, Instagram. I put onto my story. I literally said, I don't care.
I know people have seen it already. It's basically a gobbledygook of CGI mess.
Why can't they use practical stuff?
The whole thing is filmed on the volume or green screen sets. I was actually just today before we were recording. I was hearing Chris Gore from Film Threat. He's always live on the Nerdrotic Nooner every week.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking love that show on Gary's stream. But yeah, Chris is a great guy. He's been working in the industry since the 80s. He's always been in Hollywood working there. Runs Film Threat. Anybody doesn't know that? Film Threat used to be a magazine company, but he got to see Ant-Man already.
Did he?
So he was talking about it today. Yeah. So I know everything that happens because I wasn't planning on seeing it anyway. So I let him. I watched him talking about it, and
yeah, I didn't really care about it.
Gary was like, "I don't plan on seeing it anyway." So I'm not gonna like spoil anything here for anybody who wants to go and see it, and I hope you guys go and enjoy it and love it. So what I've seen is it's kind of just a setup. Like, you know how all these Disney Plus shows were setting up Marvel movies? Mm-hmm. Now Marvel movies setting up a Disney Plus show. And it's like, I don't care. Like, I don't like where are we going? Where are we going? You can only have like they did it Infinity War and Endgame too early. If they're playing all this stuff, it's like, this is the big war. This is the big thing. Woohoo! This is the end. And then they should have introduced the X-Men and Fantastic Four after that. But no, they didn't. They went, they killed Captain America, killed Iron Man, and like now the whole Avengers are just not the Avengers at all.
It's a whole new team, yeah.
Nobody even hangs out anymore.
Yeah.
And you're only setting me up in this Ant-Man movie to go and watch Loki season 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I don't. Anybody who doesn't want to hear this, skip ahead like 2 minutes. I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna hear what Roman has to say about it. So skip ahead 2 minutes if you don't want the end credit scene spoiled. And
God,
it's really not that even big of a spoiler in the first place.
Yeah, true.
So 3, 2, 1. They defeat Kang. At the end of the movie, you're like, oh, great. They won. And then you see a whole stadium full of a ton of different Kangs. Like thousands and thousands of Kangs that are all different. And it's like, so then what was like so significant about the one you beat if there's just a million more? And then like on top of that, is there one who's like more powerful than all of them? Are they gonna be fighting just an army of this dude? Like what is this? And then there's another post-credit scene where you get Loki and Owen Wilson's character looking at an old-timey version of Kang talking on a screen in the TVA, and that's supposed to set up Loki season 2.
I miss this guy. Because
this guy was taken out way too freaking early.
Yeah. I think
this guy was in 2 movies. That's yeah.
I think Thanos should have lasted longer. I think Thanos should have been the final boss of
They should have done Kang first.
Yes.
And then Thanos.
Yep.
And then you end the MCU with a massive war against Galactus. After you've brought in the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, then you have a massive war with all the Avengers, all the X-Men, and all the Fantastic Four against Galactus.
I'm not even hyped for Secret Wars now.
I care less.
Because I don't care.
None of this has a payoff. None of this is significant.
No.
It's all just a means to the next Disney product.
And people still go see it.
Dude, it's that quote. Don't ask questions. Just consume product and wait for next product.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's literally what they want you to do with Marvel. They're like, don't ask questions. Just consume and wait for the next thing to consume.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do not want Star Wars going that way. Now, someone said something. It was Gary from Neurotic. He made a point about Star Wars that I didn't think of, and it's truly sad. Star Wars has become a TV show property.
He's not wrong, unfortunately.
We are not getting a Star Wars movie anytime soon. Star Wars used to be more movie than show. Now we get all these Star Wars shows. We're never going to get any Star Wars in the theaters. We don't know when. It could be whenever. Look at Marvel. If you're the biggest Marvel fan in the world and you're loving everything the MCU's putting out, you're probably rubbing yourself raw. Like you're getting the best that you can get. Like you're getting this shit. Every week you got a new Marvel product to get hyped for. And when Star Wars fans are sitting here like dying, yo.
Rubbing yourself raw.
You get all this shit. You like have a great time with all your Marvels, and you get this and that and the third.
It's funny.
I'm sitting here like, well, they said there's gonna be a Star Wars movie at some point. I hope it's in the next 5 years. Like, you guys got like 6 movies coming out, 10 different shows. They have shows announced for Star Wars. We don't even know when they're coming. You got all your
Marvel fans get 2 Avengers movies in 1 year. That's fucking wild.
You guys are able to literally sit there and go, date and time, I know when this is coming out. Me, I'm like, okay, well, I know Mando's coming out on March 1st. And I know Ahsoka is dropping this year. When? And then I guarantee you Star Wars Celebration's going to roll around. And they're going to be like, boom, here's a random little show like Tales of the Jedi, like they did last year. Like, no one knew about Tales of the Jedi coming out until randomly it was like, oh, yeah, in 4 months, Tales of the Jedi's coming out. And everyone's like, the hell is that? They're like, it's going to be cool. And it was, but it's like...
And it was cool, yeah.
You're just like drip feeding us little Star Wars things.
Because they care about Marvel more. It's why.
It's not even that, because the 2 companies are not like Disney has the ultimate say. But let's be honest here, Marvel's making more money than Star Wars right now for them. Mm-hmm. And Lucasfilm is just, they have a different plan. Don't get me wrong, I don't want Lucasfilm to do what Marvel's doing. I don't want an oversaturation of Star Wars. I just want to know what Star Wars we're going to be getting.
Mm-hmm.
I want, if there's a Star Wars movie coming out, I don't want there to be a Star Wars movie every year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that works for Star Wars. It's going to end up being the same thing that happens in Marvel, where no one cares anymore. There's so much Marvel, I don't give a shit. Like, and I don't want Star Wars to get that, like, there already is a lot of Star Wars apathy. And just oversaturating Star Wars would be a problem. What I'm saying is it that hard? Because you know for a fact that Kathleen Kennedy, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, all of them, They have a set date of when they want Ahsoka to drop. They have a set date of when they want Skeleton Crew to drop. They have a set date of when they want Acolyte to drop. So just give us a ballpark. Say it's going to drop this month. Like, it'll drop in July. Or, like, you don't even have to give us a set date.
That's
just
true.
No. Like, oh, Ahsoka's coming out in July or August. And be like, okay, cool. That's what they did with Andor. They were like, Andor's coming out in August.
Ahsoka's not going to drop until, like, January, bro. Watch.
So I know it's supposed to be this year. It's supposed to be a summer release.
It's definitely gonna drop in, like, the fall or something.
It's supposed to be like, they always said it was going to be the second quarter of 2023. So that's summer. Like, it should be anywhere between, like, June and September.
Is it going to overlap with Mando?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
Ahsoka, I would guess to say that Ahsoka has anywhere between 8 and 10 episodes.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
Unless Dave is making it, like, 6 episodes, but each episode's like an hour and a half long.
It'd be cool.
I'd be fine with that. But, like,
yeah. I just don't... If they make it 6 episodes, I don't want the Kenobi thing to happen again, where, like, they were, like, 29 minutes, and, like...
That's bullshit, dude. That was bullshit. You're going to give me 6 episodes. You might as well have just given us the movie at that point. Made it a movie.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But nah, man. I mean, I feel you. And it's like me being like a super mega Marvel fan. I don't even think I'm so much a fan of the movies. I'm a fan of the characters. So, like, I've still got the comic.
Spider-Man still, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, I probably would not have seen the new Spider-Man if I didn't know that Andrew and Tobey were going to be in it.
And I mean,
and Willem Dafoe, and like I would have gone just for Willem Dafoe, but
you also our friends kind of talked you into it too.
That's true. Yeah. You guys were like, come and see the Spider-Man movie. I wanted to see it just because I knew Tobey was going to be in it, but then you guys were like, come and see the Spider-Man, and I was like, okay, I'll go see the Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man, bro. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. I absolutely like freaking love him. I have like all these old Spidey comics. I used to get them in the mail every week with the paper.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Dude, I still
have
them somewhere.
I don't want you guys to think that I have apathy towards the characters. I have apathy towards the MCU because I don't care about the MCU. Now, I'll always love the characters that are in these said movies and shows. They all mean a great deal to me. But the issue is the movies and shows are the main way that people consume these said characters. And so the people that don't read comics are going to be like, these characters suck. And I cannot live to see the slandering of like Moon Knight, Thor, Deadpool, Iron Man.
Oh God, I'm so worried about Deadpool, dude.
I don't want to be in the MCU.
They have one shot here. One shot.
Mm-hmm.
If they mess this Deadpool movie up, the franchise is done. Deadpool's done.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Ryan Reynolds is going to let them do that.
And they're bringing Hugh Jackman into it, so...
Okay. This is a Disney production.
Mm-hmm.
This better be a rated R Disney production.
It's not going to be.
You can't do Deadpool without rated R.
No.
You can't. You literally can't. Now, I would say the closest they got to... I don't know if Disney's ever put out an R-rated movie, but I think the closest they got...
The original cut of Venom was...
But that was R, but that was Sony. That wasn't them.
True, yeah.
Sony has no problem doing it. Morbius didn't do good, but it's dark. They had no problem killing people in that movie. It's interesting because Disney's never put out an R-rated movie. The closest that they've gotten to an R rating would be Pirates of the Caribbean.
Multiverse is madness. Well,
like, you see some stuff in Pirates of the Caribbean that really gets close to the R rating.
Mm-hmm.
Like people getting their eyes pulled out by crows as they're like stuck in the cages, and like that's in the beginning of the Dead Man's Chest. That's my mom covered my eyes when we went and saw that movie when I was like 8.
Yeah,
because like there's people getting ripped apart by crows, like screaming for their lives. Like that's pretty close. And then you go to the third one, well, first of all, you got the cannibals. You got there's like dead dudes everywhere. They got like spears through their heads and stuff. And then you go to the third movie. Davy Jones literally uses his tentacles to kill somebody. Remember, he kills Mr. Mercer.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Mercer turns around. He's like, "What are you doing?" Because they're going straight into the maelstrom, like straight into the thing. He's like, "You're gonna get us killed. Are you mad?" And he just looks at him and starts wrapping his tentacles around the dude's face, and just like they go into his eyes, out of his nose, into his mouth, like out of his ears. Like there's blood pouring. I'm like, oh my god! Like that's the closest Disney's gotten to R. And you could do it. You could do Deadpool in a Pirates of the Caribbean type of way with less violence, but the reason it needs to be R is because he needs to be saying the F word and all these other words every other second.
And it's not the
violence that makes Deadpool R. It's the language. If you don't get his language and his character correct, it's not going to feel like Deadpool if he's not cursing every other second or saying really crazy stuff every other second.
Yeah, like, I mean...
Plus, he needs to get ripped in half. Wolverine's going to rip him in half at one point.
I know what y'all are going to say. Why do you want him to keep saying fuck, fuck, fuck? Because that's who Deadpool is. He says fuck literally every second. Like that's just who he is. And so I don't want Deadpool to say frick. I don't want that. That would
unless it's like he would say that though as a joke. Like say he just like someone threw a car at him or something and he just dodged. He'd be like, "What the frick?" I can't even saying that.
Yeah.
But like that's just he wouldn't say like frick over fuck.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I can see him saying it as like that kind of cheeky Deadpoolness.
Mm-hmm.
Like where he would even make jokes where he'd be like, "Great golly jeebers, Iron Man," like to try and be like making a type of joke, like
they're not going to get this right, Roland. They are going to.
Ryan Reynolds has as much control as he did with the first and the second one, then they will. But if he doesn't, I don't think he would be doing this. I don't think Ryan Reynolds would be having any part in a Deadpool 3 if he didn't have as much control and it wasn't going to do the character justice, because he said like multiple times for the filming of the first one and the second one, like, it needs to be perfect. Deadpool is his favorite character, like, ever.
Mm-hmm.
And Deadpool would be like, if I was writing the Kenobi show, like he's like working on Deadpool. He's like, no, this has to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We're not getting this wrong. That's my only hope, is Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman being like, no, we're gonna write our own characters and we're gonna write the way that they are.
Yeah, I don't trust Disney writing Wolverine, so I hope that Hugh Jackman has.
I trust Hugh Jackman writing Wolverine over, and I'm not saying that he is going to be a writer. I'm assuming that Ryan and Hugh are both going to be producers or writers or something. They might be already. I don't know. I haven't looked into it.
I do know that like it does show that Ryan and Hugh are helping to write this movie, so I would think that they are writing their own character lines. So fingers crossed. I really hope that this movie bangs. Because if it doesn't, nah. I am just done with Marvel. Sup, Liam?
So, what's up, Liam? What up, Liam?
You want to hop onto the podcast?
You want to say hi?
Very, very sick and tired.
All right. Well, then you can just go into your room then.
Feel better, my boy.
He did not want to hop on.
I said feel better.
Yeah.
So you want to get on the next one?
So we're Harry Potter's next, right?
No, actually, we have a different one first. So,
oh, right, yeah.
So, this is an interesting one that Roman came up with. What Naruto characters are most likely to jaywalk? Which is super random. I like to throw these random topics in here because it just creates fun conversation.
I actually did a YouTube video on it a few months back. Yeah, and I feel like probably the top one here. Okay, hear me out here. She would do it only for attention. Definitely 10-10.
I was just gonna say Orochimaru, bro. Orochimaru just be walking wherever he wants. Like you remember in like, I think it's like towards the end of Naruto, or yeah, it's the end of Naruto after the war.
And he just walks around everywhere, yeah.
And he's just there. He's just like they're walking down the street, and you'll just see Orochimaru walking, and then like Yamato's just like in a barrel, like looking at him. like I'm like, what? Like this, it's never explained. It's never explained. It's just like Orochimaru's constantly being watched by Yamato. And like Orochimaru's just going around doing his thing, and then Yamato's just like, like looking for him. Do the Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid and like put the barrel over himself and walk and then stop.
Okay. So I also feel like Itachi would, but only
Itachi just like teleports across the street.
Hear me out here. Itachi would to grab Sasuke's hand, bring him back, and make him look both ways.
Yeah.
To actually cross the road. Shikamaru would weigh all of his options.
Nah, Shikamaru wouldn't even like. He would weigh all of his options, but he'd be like, "This is a drag. I'm just gonna wait to cross." Like, you know what I mean? Like, what a drag.
I definitely feel like Minato would.
Shikamaru would be like, "I'm putting too much thought process and effort into crossing. I'm just gonna wait until it's clear and just walk." Like,
so who do you think would be the most likely?
Out of like the Konoha 12 or just any Naruto character?
You can name any Naruto character.
Pain.
Pain
would stop traffic, bro. Pain would be like, he would just walk in the middle of the street and be like, "Oh, mighty push all the cars back and just like keep walking." Like Pain, Madara for sure. Madara would just like Madara would walk into a 4-lane highway like without anybody like with cars going 90 miles an hour and just walk across the street like it was nothing.
You all are below me.
Yeah, right? Very well then. Oh my god, that is the best. That is the best scene, dude. When Madara jumps down for the first time and everyone's like, and he just goes, "Very well then." And then he's walking slowly and you see him just like
he throws
like, oh my god, dude.
He throws that meteor at him.
Not even it's before that. It's
right.
When he's just like, bro, he kicks the one dude so hard that he's upside down sliding through the sand with only his legs sticking out. Like, oh my god, yo, Madara. And then when he I knew this was gonna happen. I knew we were gonna bring up a Naruto character and I was gonna geek the hell out. But like that scene though, one of the coolest moves I've ever seen in an anime or even in Naruto was when someone throws the kunai at Madara with the paper bomb on it, and he catches that shit and spins around and throws it back at the dude, and it hits him, and then he slaps the paper bomb on another guy and pushes him back into a group of dudes, and he's like, "Ah, ah," and then just boom, everybody blows up. Like, oh my god.
I think I was dying of laughter.
Shit.
I think I was dying of laughter.
Fight scenes in all of anime. Don't even like talk to me if you don't think that's one of the best fight scenes in all of anime. I can't wait for your brother and your mom to see that, bro.
They saw it.
Wait, they saw Madara?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd they think?
That was what I was about to like, get to. They actually geeked out at seeing like they geeked out seeing like the meteor scene, because
the best part is they don't show it yet. They don't show the meteor, and everyone's just like stops fighting for a second, and you just see the one soldier from the one ninja who's from the hidden cloud, and he just looks up and he's like, oh shit! And like they're laughing at that point because they're like, what is this? Like, what is life? What is this war? Like,
they put all the effort in to stop the first one.
Onoki did.
Yes, but then there's just a second one.
Yeah, the first one, dude. He's like, very well stopping the first one, Onoki. But what will you do against boom? Like, holy crap, dude.
I also feel like Shino would also jaywalk only to be cool.
Shino is cool, dude. I love Shino. Shino's got a cool ass jutsu. The Aburame clan, the insect jutsu is pretty dope.
Yeah, but I didn't like Shino because he was so bitter that he didn't get to go into the Sasuke retrieval thing.
Sasuke retrieval mission? Yeah. That was only in Naruto, though. Like, in Shippuden, Shino's a G. And then in
Boruto, he's actually cool.
In Boruto, he's a great teacher, dude.
Yeah.
He's like Iruka.
Kind of, yeah.
Just like Iruka's still in it, but he's just like Iruka Sensei.
I feel like Jiraiya would definitely.
Orochimaru is definitely jaywalking. Tsunade is too drunk to move.
Kakashi would not have to.
Kakashi wouldn't even care.
So
Kakashi wouldn't have a reason to jaywalk because Kakashi would just be like, I'll just walk down the street to the intersection.
I feel like
this is such a weird topic. This is the weirdest Naruto question I've ever gotten, but it's fun.
I feel like Datara would get on his playbird, fly into the middle, and then just not move, and then just leave it there.
You know who's definitely jaywalking? Hidan and Kakazu.
Yes. Yeah.
Hidan and Kakazu are definitely jaywalking. They're definitely jaywalking. Those two are jaywalking together. They're not even
they'd be holding hands, bro.
Yeah, they'd be holding hands jaywalking. Those two are jaywalking no matter what.
Okay.
That's the most I've said the word jaywalking ever in my life. I said jaywalking 10 times in the past 30 seconds.
Does Naruto do it?
Yeah. Naruto does it in the show. Oh, yeah, Naruto does it.
I mean, I don't know, because he seemed to mature a little bit in
now he wouldn't, but Naruto, OG Naruto.
I feel like
OG Naruto. What? He's climbing up on the Kage's faces. Yeah, he's jaywalking.
I think there's one more character who I know for sure, but he would not be jaywalking. He would be teleporting, because I low-key feel like Minato would zoom back and forth and back and forth to mess up traffic.
He'd be zigzagging up the street.
Yeah. And
flying, what is it? The flying starts with an R, Raya Jutsu, the flying
Ryzen.
Flying Ryzen. That's it.
Yeah. But I just figured that that was a fun little
yeah, that's a cool little topic.
Because that's one of my highest viewed YouTube videos. Sure. And I will put the, link to that video down here so that, y'all can watch it, because Lam and I did a tier list of every Naruto character and who would be the most likely to who would be the least. And that shit was fun. So, yeah.
Dude, I would love to do something like that. We should do a Star Wars tier list, or a Lord of the Rings. or
that'd be fun. And
main characters from video games tier list.
Dude, that'd be fun.
Well, especially now that we've got this set up.
Can we share screens?
Now that we've got this shared up, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can share screens, and we could do this as a live stream if we wanted to.
I low key, Roland. I feel like there is one thing that I would love to do now that like we can do this. As soon as this guy drops, we need to do a reaction live.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. I need Eminem back so that we can do a reaction.
Well, we're gonna have to pause it throughout the song though.
Of course.
Because we can't get copyrighted. But
yeah.
The other fun thing about this and what we're gonna be doing with this, all this is to all of our viewers right now. The really cool thing about StreamYards and how we're gonna be using this going forward for at least the time being, and most likely on our streams and on YouTube as well. You'll be able to join in sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be able to post a link, and we would love to have some of our viewers pop in. You know, you guys could come in either as a guest or come in. We'll do pop-ins some days. I think that would be really fun to do. Like, everybody gets 5-10 minutes to just talk to us and see what's up, and we can hang out, have a good time with the community, and get to know one another a lot better.
It's also going to be easy. It's also going to be easier for us to get our guests in here too.
Yep. And on top of that, you guys, we'll plug our socials at the end again, but yeah, you'll be able to pay attention to everything that we're doing over there on my Twitter, on Roman's YouTube channel here, and many other places, as well as Spotify. Hopefully we can get that working up again. We're going to try and get this up there too.
I'll figure that out.
Yeah. So we'll make it work.
Yeah.
And it would be great to have some of you guys come on here.
Be fun.
At some point. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Be fun.
And get a great time. A great time to talk to the community and really build more of our relationship together. Because that's what this is, right? We're the fellowship of fans, and we want to make this a real fellowship. We want everybody to feel welcome here and feel loved and feel enjoyed. And you are just as important to this as we are.
Yeah, I mean,
not more important than we are.
We literally, there is no RoloRome cast without you guys.
Without you guys. Otherwise, we're talking to dead air.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care if there's one person watching or if there's 100 people watching. If we have one viewer or 100, you guys are awesome. Every single one of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's either one guy out there or 1,000 people out there who are going, I like what they have to say. And that means a lot to me. And that means a lot to Roman as well.
Yeah. And
thank you. And we hope to talk to you soon. And I would love to continue this going and really grow it into something big, a real community, a real fellowship of people.
I think once we get to the point where we're actually sort of big, we might just make it like one channel.
Yeah, for sure. We'll create our own channel, and then we'll have our side channels.
Yeah.
Follow me personally. You can follow Roman personally, but then we'll have the RoloRome cast, or maybe we'll come up with a different name for it at that point.
It's possible. Yeah, this is kind of a starting out name. But I feel like now would be a good time to get to some of the hard stuff, because I feel like it's kind of just like Thanos. It's kind of, inevitable that this had to come up. And it's coming from, believe me or not, it's coming from both sides. And not to even talk politics, but it's coming from both sides. People are upset about the Harry Potter game. And personally, I
haven't seen anything from the conservative side really about it.
Well,
it's mostly your Twitter activists,
not to
social justice warriors.
not to try to delve too deep into it, but basically what I saw was that um there the, there are, you know, conservative people that are upset that there's like LGBTQ wizards, and
Nah,
that
it's not like it's not like that. You're like whatever you're seeing there. I follow quite a few people that are way more conservative than liberal, and I follow quite a few people that are way more liberal than conservative. And everybody seems to be loving the damn game. It's these people, it's this minority of people who are so loud and so butthurt over one thing that J.K. Rowling said. And I'm gonna say it, cancel me all you want. What she said was not wrong or anti anybody. It wasn't anti anyone. It was taken out of context. She literally says in the same tweet, I will march. So if anybody doesn't know, the Hogwarts Legacy controversy is that J.K. Rowling made some tweets years ago about trans people. And now because Hogwarts Legacy is coming out and everybody wants to have fun on it, you have these social justice warriors out there that want to take away the fun from essentially kids. Because what are video games for in the first place? Usually kids. And these kids, a lot of them who are playing Hogwarts Legacy, who love Harry Potter, who have seen the movies, who have read the books, who aren't on Twitter, aren't paying attention to this shit. Maybe even some adults, a lot of people my age, Roman's age, who don't pay attention to Twitter. They just want a fun game. They just want to live in Harry Potter. They don't care about your social justice bullshit. They don't. And they shouldn't. I don't. Because you know what? I separate the art from the artist. Even if J.K. Rowling did say something wrong, which I don't believe she did, even if she had, I'd still be buying the game because I want to be a damn Ravenclaw and I want to run around in Hogwarts and I want to shoot my Confringo spell at a spider. Like, that's different than these people that are literally coming out here purposely trying to destroy this game. The devs don't even know J.K. Rowling. These developers don't even know her. They've never talked to her. They're just dudes making a Harry Potter game, or a Hogwarts game, I should say, in the wizarding world. But they're just some guys or girls or trans people who are trying to make a fun Harry Potter world game. That's all. They want everyone to enjoy it, and they did a bang up job.
It does look cool.
Phenomenal. I've been playing it all week. It is absolutely awesome. So much fun. I've got like 12 or 15 hours on it now. And I still have barely scratched the surface of this game. And it's not only is it fun, the gameplay is great, the story is very intriguing. You feel like you're really there. You're making relationships with other characters, doing different things. I actually made a whole new character last night just because I felt like it. I have a Ravenclaw as my main character, and then I made a female Slytherin. I'm gonna make her a bitch.
Is it true that you can like Avada?
Yes.
Kedavra, whoever you want to.
Okay, so I don't have Avada Kedavra yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, according to my friend, I will be getting Crucio soon, which is the torture curse.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also there's Crucio, Imperio, and Avada Kedavra.
Mm-hmm.
You get all of them, but they have a cooldown. So it's not like you can just Avada Kedavra, Avada Kedavra, Avada Kedavra. You know, like you have to like it's got a little bit of a cooldown.
I've seen people saying that it's basically GTA, but in like, you know, a Harry Potter world.
Kinda.
That's awesome.
It's fully open world. You can hop on your broom and go wherever the hell you want.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can go to Hogsmeade. You can go to like all over Hogwarts.
See, like
it's a perfect game. And the reasoning, I gotta get back to this before you make your point, is people saw J.K. Rowling make a tweet, right? And this tweet said something along the lines of, I will gladly march in any, like, and I support you. I will gladly march in any parade that you have for trans people or trans lives, and I will support you to that extent. But and there was a but. She also said that in this same tweet, she also said that there's a difference between real biological women and trans women. Am I wrong? Is that wrong? No, that is not wrong. That is factual information. Yes, a man who transitions into a woman is never going to have ovaries. They're never going to have that. Now, they may feel as a woman, and that's perfect. That's great.
It's fine.
That's what we want. I want people to feel right in their skin.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the fact that you take that of her just saying a fact that, yes, there is a difference between a trans woman and a real woman. Not real. I shouldn't even say that. A biological woman. And that's scientific fact that no one can argue with. That is the truth. And the fact that they twisted what she said, it's now turned it into this big thing where people are attacking her on Twitter. Now, you know what? She probably doesn't care, because guess what? She's getting $1 million check every week because her books are still selling, her movies are still making money, and this game is now the most bought single-player game of all time on Steam before it even came out.
This game is gonna break records.
Oh, dude, if I was a developer right now, I would be like rolling in it.
My whole point is, I'm not a J.K. Rowling fan, but it's for a totally different reason than most of these people. I don't like what she did to her story and how she changed her lore. That's the part that I don't like about her, is that she's trying to add on to the lore.
Well, I have a point to make there. When you're finished, I got you on that.
That's what I don't like. But I separate me not liking J.K. Rowling. It doesn't mean I can't be a fan of, Harry Potter. Y'all, I'm 22 and I screeched at the top of my lungs like a fucking madman when I went to the Harry Potter exhibit. I was having a blast, and I am a grown-ass man.
And how many other people did you see there from the age of 8 to the age of 58?
Yeah.
You saw people of all ages. You saw people in their geriatric people, and you saw people in preschool. Like every person from every walk of life was here.
Yep.
Harry Potter is massive. It is one of the biggest IPs on the planet, whether you want to admit it or not. And it is absolutely amazing for kids. It is such an escape. Even when you're reading the books, you feel like you're in Hogwarts. You feel like you're going to classes. And that's what this game does. You literally have to go to class. And I love it. Like, I love it. I'm like, when's my next class? Like, I'm like sitting here, and last night I did a mission, right? Well, a quest. I was finishing up a quest where I had to go and meet with Professor Sharp, who is the potions master. And I had to go and have potions class again. I went in there. Instead of actually having potions class, it showed like a cutscene of like the whole class, and I was like, oh, I don't get to mix potion. Like I was like sad. I was like, oh, okay. Like I was like, it's cool, because like usually I'm in class actually doing things in the class, and I was having fun doing it. And now it's like, I guess the game doesn't want to be too repetitive and make you actually have to constantly be in a class, like working for like 30 minutes in a class.
Like
but I was
the
like,
old games did, yeah.
But I was like, wow, I miss being in class. Man, that was fun. Like, but it's cool. It's a really great game, and it brings me back to my point about what JK said, and that's that she was one of the biggest quote unquote woke activists on Twitter. She's woke as hell, dude. She said so many things that would be considered woke over the past 10 years. She says one thing about how she doesn't believe that or she believes there's a difference between a biological woman and a trans woman. This is what I've been saying. They eat their own. She has been one of the wokest people on the internet for the past 5 to 6 years. And then as soon as she says one thing that can be taken out of context, they turned on her. And that's what they do. That's what these activists, these social justice warriors, that's what they do. They eat their own. As soon as you say one thing, you could be in bed with them. As soon as you say one thing, they're going to slit your throat.
They were a wretched hive of scum.
They are a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know. I've seen quite a few things the past couple weeks, like they're trying to cancel Idris Elba because he said he doesn't.
What did he say?
He said he doesn't want to be referred to as a black actor. He said, I just want to be referred to as an actor.
I mean, that's his.
And now there's activists going like,
that's his choice.
Well, now there's people. Well, he said that he believes like, why does it have to be I'm a black actor? Why does it have to be that they're an Asian actor or a Spanish actor? Or
Morgan Freeman has
actors. Like, why can't they just be actors? He's like, I don't want to be the first black this or the first black that. I just want to be Idris Elba acting a character that I'm playing.
Morgan Freeman.
And people tried to cancel him because of that. People tried to cancel him saying like, oh, like you're against your own kind. You don't even stand up for African people, stuff. And he's like, what? Like, I'm just saying, he said, how else are we going to like get away from racism? Stop talking about it. Stop making it so much of a deal. He's like, I've worked with every single type of person under the sun, and I don't want to be referred to as the first black this or the first black that. I want to be referred to as the first Idris Elba to do this.
Morgan Freeman said, I think it was an interview. I think he was talking to Larry King. He said, I'm not a black man. Larry King said, what are you then? Morgan Freeman said, I'm a man. And he said, I'm a human being. I don't say that I'm a black man. And people shouldn't say that they're white men or that they are, Latin men. We should just all think of each other as human beings and not put labels on it. And I actually tend to agree with that. I don't think that we should put labels on things in that sense. Yep. So if Idris Elba wants to be like, don't call me the first black actor to do this, I think that he should have that right to say that. He should be able to be like, do not say that about me. That's like, I think that's the most important thing, is that people need to respect if like Idris Elba is saying, well, I don't want you to call me a black actor. Well, then fine. Do not call him that then. Just call him an actor.
Yeah, but people are trying to say that he is disparaging his own race by saying
people
that.
Trying to cancel everything though, Roland.
I highly disagree with the fact that people are saying he's trying to disparage other black people by saying that, because that's not what he's saying at all. What he's saying is that we're all human. I don't want to be referred to by the color of my skin. What did Martin Luther King say? I want little black girls and little white boys and little white girls and little black boys to be holding hands.
He said, I don't want my children to be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Yeah.
And we're reverting back from that.
Kind of, yeah.
That way. I didn't know my neighbor, who's more like my older brother, I didn't know he was black. My parents never taught me anything like that. I went to school because they always told me humans are human. So like I went to school, my first day of kindergarten, my dad will tell anybody this story. I came home and I said, hey dad, did you know Jason's black? My dad was like, did you know that you're white? I was like, no. He was like, right, it doesn't matter. Jason's your brother. You love him. It's like, yeah. He's like, all right, that's it. There's no color. And that's how I was raised. But the fact that I went my first day of kindergarten and came back, and someone was already like, I already was like, "What's a black person?" Which means that some kid said it to me. Some kid told me in kindergarten, "Hey, like that's a black person, or your neighbor's black." Like I never thought that way. It wasn't a conception in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I want it to be for my kids, and I feel like that's how it should be in general. There should not be a barrier. It's
I
like,
think I'm gonna
content of character.
I think I'm gonna teach my kids that every human's a human being, and
Exactly.
that they should be treated as a human being, and don't judge them by what they look like. Judge them by who they are as a person. I think that's what matters most.
What's the quote? Judge me not by what I do, but judge me by forget the exact quote.
I think it's by how I act or something.
Yeah, I think you're right. I carry my or something, but I actually have something here. Have you ever seen Morgan Freeman? Because you brought him up. I saw this clip the other day. It was really quite powerful, and I'm actually going to see if I can share it.
Okay.
I should be able to.
Do you have the present option?
Yes, I do.
I think that's how you might be able to do it.
Yes, I can.
All right.
So it's 56 seconds.
Okay.
And I will share this real quick with you guys because this is Morgan Freeman on why he disagrees with the fact that there needs to be certain months for certain races.
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah.
You know, if you're getting an echo here when I change this, do you see that?
I do not see it. Should I exit out of the full screen?
I'm sharing my screen right now. You don't see it?
Let me exit out of the full screen. No, I don't see it.
It says I'm sharing it to StreamYard.
Oh, I got added into the stream.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Okay.
So this is a great.
Black History Month you find
Ridiculous.
why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? Well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Powerful, right?
Try a
Yeah.
hot.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's powerful, right?
Yeah. And I feel like no matter what like political side you are on, I think everybody can agree with
That sentiment.
that. Yeah.
As long as you're not a racist piece of shit, you can agree with that sentiment.
Yeah. And I actually think that he makes a pretty good point. He says, he says, I know you as Mike Wallace and you know me as, Morgan Freeman. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I totally get what he is trying to say. And
I
so
just think it's so funny where he's like, do you have a White History Month? He goes, I'm Jewish. Like, he was so thrown off. He's like, I'm Jewish.
But you know what though? Morgan does have a point though. I mean,
He's got a great point. He's got a perfect point. That's how people should think of each other. like, I don't see you with the color of your skin.
Yeah.
But you're a person. And he makes a good point where he says, I don't want a month. I want it to be all the time. It's all history.
Mm-hmm.
Not just one. Now, there's times to celebrate certain things, like Martin Luther King Day, things like that. Mm-hmm. And I want that celebration. But he makes a really good point there, where he says, do you want a White History Month or a Jewish History Month? He's like, because I want it to be everybody always remembering everyone's history. We shouldn't have a month to do it. We should always be remembering this. That's how I took it.
That's how I took it too. I actually think that, like you said, unless you're a racist, I think that that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
I think that that's
everybody
not.
can agree with what he just said there.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't think he's wrong. And I, in many ways, look up to Morgan Freeman. I think that he's wise, and I think that he's the perfect person because he literally lived through the segregation, and he didn't let it turn him bitter, and so
he's got no hatred for any other race, and no one has any hatred for Morgan Freeman. And you see, like, you see these people out there who think that they're being activists or think that they're rising up and speaking up for people, when in reality they're disparaging others. If you're gonna raise yourself up on the crutch of destroying others, you're not really raising yourself up. You're lowering.
If you're gonna raise someone up, raise up everyone.
Well, here's the way I'm saying it. If you're gonna raise up, like, if you're thinking to yourself, we're fighting back against the system or whatever, we're raising up, we're fighting for, our rights or whatever, you can't start disparaging other groups. Even if one group is more prominent than the others, you can't, because it's always going to cause more and more division. And if we learn from our past mistakes, if we look at our history, we can't allow that to happen again. We can't. We'll have another civil war before we know it. And we can't allow race to get in the way of that. It's not race, it's social status.
Yeah.
Because everybody likes to say, and it's a very bad prejudice, that there's a ton of, like, minorities that are poor families. That statistically is untrue. Every single race,
there's just poor people.
Has poor people. Yes.
Yeah.
There's not, like, I mean, statistically, it depends on your city, and it's not like
98% of the people that live in this country are literally what you would consider to be in, like, the middle class, or like the lower or like upper middle class. We are not in the 2% who are, like, the absolute billionaires and the people that run everything. We are on, like, the outside. And so I think that if someone wants to knock the system down, you can't tell a group of people, I don't like you and I don't want you as part of my fight. I think that
you even say things like it goes back to the simple. It's very simple. You can see a tweet where it's like, all white people be like, or all white people do this. It's like, if I were to tweet something that said black people be like, or all black people did this, or all Asians did that, or all Spanish did that, or even if I were to say every single white person does this, that's still racism.
Mm-hmm.
It still is. It might be if it's a joke, it's a joke, but if you're saying it seriously, that's racism. To those who think you can't be racist to certain races, that is absolutely incorrect. Racism is inherent. It is to any race. It's not that, like, I hate the fact that people say, and I'm not defending it, but the fact that people say, like, in fact, I am fighting against this. Like, when people say you can't be racist towards white people, why not? And we're not getting into this topic of conversation right now, but I'm saying that's what has infiltrated our entertainment. And that's the problem. Because now we have all these people saying, well, you didn't like Reva and Kenobi, so you're a racist white guy. It's like, no, I just didn't like the way the character was acted. I have no problem with Moses Ingram. I think she's a good actress. I just don't think the character was written well. You know, but therefore I'm labeled as a racist and a sexist and a misogynist and all this other stuff because I said I didn't like the character. And that's ridiculous. That's quite frankly ridiculous. And, like, I'm not out there labeling people because they didn't like a certain character because, like, it doesn't have to do with if you're literally out there saying it has to do with the color of your skin, you're a piece of shit and you deserve to get attacked. But if you're out there saying, well, I didn't like the character because they were written this way and that way, and I didn't think they fit here or that, it's like that doesn't inherently make you on that point because of the color of their skin. It's because you don't like that character.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad now that I have to preface this by saying I have nothing against the actor. Because that should be already known.
That should be obvious, yeah.
It's like, but now I have to say it. And now you have to say it. Because otherwise we could be labeled as whatever the hell they want to label us as. Which is
but they're probably going to do that though anyway.
Oh, dude, I'm fine with it. I know that there's gonna be somebody out here who, you know, just heard what I had to say, and someone go, oh, yeah, that Rolo guy, what a sexist, racist, misogynist he is. Cancel him. Go ahead and try.
The funny thing is, you guys don't even know Roland in real life. Like I can tell you that he. Like, you know, the funny thing is, Roland's actually, like, the most loving human being that I've, like, ever met. Like, he literally loves every single person. He just has...
A little bit too much sometimes.
Yeah.
Ask my 3 exes. The fact that I got fucked over 3 times. Yeah. I'm a little bit too loving sometimes where I don't even see the wolf in my doorway.
But I feel like just like the last thing that, like, you know, I'll say on this because we have one more topic and then we're gonna wrap things up here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut it soon.
Yeah. I think don't judge people based off of their, you know, skin color or their, you know, orientation or, you know, how they look. If you're going to say that someone's a piece of shit, then base it off of their character. Don't base it off of their outward appearance or if they're gay or trans. Base it off.
Yeah, none of that matters. What does matter, it goes back to love thy neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple.
Which the world seems to have forgotten.
Completely forgotten.
I don't think people love their neighbors anymore. I think it's all just everyone's in it for themselves, you know? Yeah. Which is sad. That's sad to me.
Truly is, and that's why, you know what? I want to make this point now that you said that. That's not how we operate here. We love everybody here who's listening. All of you who are listening, we love you. So talk to us. If you want to reach out to us, reach out to us. If you want to comment on this video and say something, do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk to us. We want that type of community and fellowship to be here. I like to use the term fellowship more because community sounds like a collective. Fellowship sounds like a group of people that are hand in hand. We got this going. And I did take that from Gary. from Nerdrotic, but he said multiple times he wants people to start using it. And I agree. The fellowship is more, we're in solidarity together. Despite our differences, despite our different walks of life, we're all here together because we're nerds, or we just like talking about this content. It's that simple. And we are the fellowship. Every single person listening right now, you're part of the fellowship. Roman and I, we're the fellowship. Everybody else in these other groups of different YouTubers and stuff, fellowship. We're all together because we want good fan content and we want this culture war to be over.
It's dumb as hell. It really is.
But it's an actual fight. I mean, not in physical terms, but this is a war that people are fighting. I am fighting part of it. Like, I'm trying. Welcome to the rebellion. Shout out Drunk 3PO. Like, we need to stand up and go, no, Hollywood, like, we're tired of your shit. And I want to be positive. We want to be positive about this stuff. I would give, like, almost anything to be sitting here telling you how awesome the Rings of Power was. I wish it was. But that's why we're fighting back against stuff, because they're taking things that we love, our IPs, our books, our movies, and even our games. Look at Halo. Look at the new Dungeons and Dragons coming out, which could be good. I like Chris Pine, but I'm like, you're bastardizing things that people love. And I think that this is a real battle that we are fighting. By standing up, we're showing them with our wallets. We're doing things like that. And Hollywood's beginning to realize that, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have gone woke. Again, to quote Gary, go woke, go broke. Look at Avatar ain't woke, and they're making bank. Avatar's still in theaters. Is Wakanda forever? Nope.
It's true.
Just saying.
It's true.
Avatar made what Wakanda Forever made in its entire run within 2 weeks.
That is crazy.
Because you know what? It was a fun movie with a great story, and it wasn't batting you over the head with political activism and social activism and culture war shit. They weren't going there like She-Hulk talking about people canceling her on Twitter. Like, part of my French, it's fucking stupid. And like, oh my God, wow, what a novel idea. A movie that doesn't batter the fucking audience over the head with political activism. Wow, it actually did good. Holy shit. People want to go and see it. Same with Top Gun. Why did Top Gun go so well? Oh, maybe because it was just a good movie that didn't smack you over the head every couple seconds with some social justice bullshit or something political, or reminds you of the fact that Trump's the president or Biden's the president or something. Like they don't do that in these. Like they do that shit in Marvel now. They do that shit in other things now. And it's not that. It's the numbers, dude. Look at the success of Avatar and Top Gun. And then look at the success of Wakanda Forever. 5 years ago, a Marvel movie would have knocked both of them out of the water.
Yep.
Well, maybe not Avatar, but Top Gun, yeah, would have knocked Top Gun out of the water.
Yeah, it would have.
And now, it's in the movie theaters for a month. No one is anybody talking about Wakanda Forever.
I think it's just that no one
about it. Really? Does anybody go, Namor was an awesome villain? I can't wait to see Namor come back as a bad guy or a good guy. Oh, Shuri was a great new Black Panther. No one is saying that. Nobody anywhere is talking about how good Black Panther was, or how good Thor Love and Thunder was, or how great She-Hulk was. In fact, there's more people I see saying that they were bad movies than good. Look at their ratings on IMDb. Look at their ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. It speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I don't look at the critic score. The audience score is what matters. No one gives a shit if all the critics love this movie, they get 100%. But if the audience has it at a 5%, that means the movie ain't making money.
it still skeeves me how Velma's like the lowest rated thing in IMDb.
I don't want to talk about that.
We're not.
Horrid show. I'm glad it got a season 2 because it's only gonna like fuck them more. Like it got a season 2. Sorry, Mindy Kaling, but your career as a writer is probably over. You just created the worst animated show of all time.
And you want to know something? It actually
season 2.
It actually
fuck up even more.
It
so
actually
enjoy getting fucked over on the internet.
It actually
an IP that me and fucking him, motherfucking him, like enjoy taking an IP that everyone loved and bastardizing it to the point where you're the worst animated show of all time, statistically. Now you're going to get a season 2. And you did so much to praise this show and say how great it was. Good fucking job. You could have made an adult Scooby-Doo, and you didn't. The live-action Scooby-Doo was more of an adult Scooby-Doo than you could ever do. Fred getting put in Velma or in Daphne's body and going, I'm gonna go look at myself naked, is way different and funnier for a teenage movie than anything Velma put out.
And also, Velma kind of, in a way, promotes
everybody. It attacks the entirety of anyone. It attacks left, right, ups, downs, middles.
Which is actually funny, Roland, because Velma, this almost never happens, but it literally
and why her
united.
It literally Shaggy and Scooby.
It literally united the entire internet, which never happens. That never happens.
Never. The far left and the far right agree on how bad the show is.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mindy Kaling. You created a show that is so shit. You got the alt-right to hang out with the alt-left. That is unheard of. Congratulations. Your show is that shit that everyone hates it.
Your show is so shit that everyone hates it. Yeah. I mean,
to the point where people are saying on the internet, like, was this a psyop? Like, were they trying to get the right and the left to work together for something? Like, was this done on purpose by the government to make sure that everybody hated this fucking show collectively? Like, people are literally thinking that way now because they're like, there's no way. There's no way that this was that horrible. That the left and the right are shaking hands over it. Like,
yeah.
Crap.
Which never happens ever.
I don't think it's ever happened.
No, it hasn't.
It never has.
No, it hasn't.
Was the one thing to do it.
Which is wild to me.
Everybody fucking loves Scooby-Doo, bro.
It took Velma, bro. It took
Scooby-Doo.
It took the Velma show to unite the two completely opposite groups.
Yep.
Now,
what a world we live in now, where Velma unites the far right and the far left. What is the clown world that we exist in? Is this the simulation from Rick and Morty where it was like running on 2% for Jerry? Like, that's how I feel right now. They're like, make it run on like 10% or whatever, 10% battery, and he just keeps doing the mailman. Hi, Hort, like whatever, like wonderful weather we're having or whatever. Like,
I think on that note, we should just
man. That's what it is, my man.
I think we should plug our socials, and I think we should get on out of here.
Yeah. Thinking about that time. We're at 2 hours, 10 minutes. It's been a really great conversation. Wait, did we get to everything?
Do you really want to talk about Elvis and Michael?
No, we don't have to.
Yeah. So
stuff for next time.
Yeah.
You your socials first. I'll do mine after.
Yeah. So if y'all want to reach me, my Instagram is RG_energy. And then, as you will see, since you'll be seeing this on my YouTube channel, it is RG space energy. You can, comment. Feel free to sub. I'm on the road to 200. Oh, quickly, one more thing. I started streaming on Twitch, and I'm gonna put the link down there. I am twitch.tv/RG_Keiki. So go free to follow me. I'm playing Gotham Knights and I'm playing God of War, and yeah, I mean it's gonna be really fun. So Rolo, plug yourself, and then we will get on out of here, dog.
I will plug away. So you guys can find me over here. You see it right down there, Rolo Films. On YouTube, I have not a single video up yet on the channel, and my profile picture is the little circle with an R in it with a purple background. You'll find me, and more of a pink background, but you can find that channel. I will have stuff up within the next couple of weeks. I'm doing a lot of networking and planning. If you do want to see me talk somewhere else, go and check out Star Wars Santa's Guardians of the Wills from February 9th. I was on there talking with Santa. We had a great time. We talked about the best comedic moments in Star Wars. That was a lot of fun. And you can go check me out. I'm on X-Wing's channel sometimes. Go and sub to him. You can also find me. Last week, I was on the first live stream that King's Advisors, shout out to Kings, Caleb, Dan, shout out to them. They did their first live stream for Hogwarts Legacy, and I was dressed up as a Ravenclaw while I was on there. So you can see me over there, gaming with him, talking Harry Potter. We'll be doing a lot more work. I'll probably be doing a lot more work with X-Wing and Kings and Santa in the future. Again, shout out to Santa. He might be seeing this at some point. I'm not sure. And I think you guys can go and find me over on Rolo Films, Rolo_Films on Instagram. And I believe I'm Rolo Lord, capital R, and then a capital L for Lord on Twitter. And you'll see me as Grand Admiral Rolo. And I want you guys to come over there, check out my Twitter. If you have any questions, you can feel free to DM me, send me whatever. I'll get to it when I can. You can find me over on Instagram, like I said. You can also follow Rolo_Lord on Instagram. That's his personal.
That's his personal, yeah.
Yeah, you guys can check that out. But if anybody wants to hit me up around there, cool. Thank you for hitting up the Spotify. We're trying to get a Discord together at some point, so that might be a fun thing to do and have some people pop in our Discord, and then you might talk to us face to face in person. And like I said, we'll be making a lot more posts and making sure that we can get some people on here at some point. So I think it's been a great show today. I thank all of you for watching. And I think it's been awesome. I love talking to you guys. I love talking with you guys. That's how I feel. I feel like you're here with me when we're doing this.
This is fun, bro.
It's awesome. Blast. And I'm so glad that we started doing it. So is there anything else you want to say, Roman?
I just want to say that, y'all keep your heads up. And this is a crazy world. So just live each day. Try to be kind to someone, even if it's holding a door, or if you see an elderly person and they're having trouble getting their
across the street.
If you see an elderly person trying to get like groceries into their car and they're having a hard time,
ask them for help. Ask them if they want help.
Yeah, just do something. Just do one good small thing every single day.
Wait, can you do that for us? You listeners, you do that for us. Just you see somebody, hold the door for them, or help somebody with their bags. Do that for me. Do that for Roman. Do one random act of kindness,
and it goes a long way. It does.
Do it for us, and you'll feel good about yourself when you do it.
And it puts good vibes, I feel like, into the universe too.
And it makes me happy knowing that some of you might go out there and do a good deed tomorrow or today.
Yeah, hey. The day's still young. I'm probably gonna get this up by like 5 or 6. So yeah, day is still young. And on that note, I got nothing else to say. So
all right, I just wanted to say thank you all for listening and watching. I hope to see you guys again soon. Again, I will be making posts. You can come and find me on certain channels when I'm guesting. Roman and I will be talking a lot more. You'll probably see us live streaming or something or doing whatever. And we'll be on here a lot more. So it'd be great if we could get some more guests. Again, hit me up. If anybody wants to be a guest, if you guys want to talk, hit me up. We can talk back and forth and figure out a time that works for everybody. I'm currently working on somebody else to get as a guest right now, who we've had before, Alex. And I think that we'd have a really good conversation again, especially now that we could do it through StreamYards and whatnot. So
this makes it so much easier.
Obviously, go and sub to Roman's channel. Wait, I'm retarded. Oh, I just got canceled. I know. Part of my French. Gosh, I was born in 2000, so that word wasn't bad. You can clip that. Cancel me now. But I gotta stop talking. So anyway, thank you guys. It has been an absolute blast. Roman, I love talking to you every week, dude. I want to do a lot more of this. I think this new StreamYard setup is kind of perfect for us going forward.
It really is, bro. It's dope.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for hopping on our channel. Thank you for subbing to any of us. And please reach out to us if you want to talk. I'm done rambling on. I have some Japanese I have to learn. Roman has some things he has to do.
I gotta edit this. So without any further ado, we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Hail.